Good morning there, Pucker Nation. Happy New Year. It is Devil Game Day today, so we're going to talk a little bit about the game coming up tonight in Washington at the Capital One Arena against the Capitals, who have really been a thorn in our side, a pain in our ass, really since as long as I can remember, the last 10 years, and they're doing it again. Look, it's 2024. The Devils have yet to secure a playoff spot. They've sniffed around and then they end up, going backwards. For this team to secure themselves a playoff spot, they need to win consistently. They need to go on a bit of a streak and they need to get much, much better play from goaltending and much better play from defense. But it's a new year, right? So let's hope that, you know, they can turn it on now because now's the time. If they don't start doing it now, forget it. We're not making the playoffs. Anyway, Washington's 18, 11, and 6. They have 42 points, 2 points ahead of us, fifth in the Metropolitan Division. Uh, Beat us. We played them twice, and they whooped us both times. 6-4 in Game 6, and then in Game 12 was a 4-2 Washington Capital win. Their last 5 games was a 4-3 win over Pittsburgh. Then they had a 2-3 shootout loss to the Predators, a 5-1 loss to the Islanders, a 5-1 loss to the Rangers, a 2-1 shutout loss to the Tampa Bay Lightning. So they're 1-4 over their last 5. Charlie Lindgren was injured, and he was their best goaltender. He had a 9.28 save percentage. He was 7-3. They brought Hunter Shepard up, who's played 3 games so far, and not bad. He's 2-0-1 with a 9.26 save percentage. But it looks like it's going to be Darcy Kemper's net for the foreseeable future. Not sure when Lindgren's coming back. Not sure if this is a long-term thing or not. But they brought Hunter Shepard up, and Lindgren he's not on the IR. It's just he was ruled out for the game against the Penguins, which was the last game that they played. Washington has a really hard time scoring goals. Um, if you look at the 6-4 win over us and the 4-2 win over us, they're kind of anomalies. Especially you go over the last 5 games, they've only scored 9 goals. Nine times in the 4 goals. In the last 5 games, they've only scored 9. They are 102 goals against. That's good for 8th in the NHL, and 85 goals for. That's 31st in the NHL. They can't score unless they're playing us and our leaky ass defense and our leaky ass goaltenders. Which brings us to the New Jersey Devils, 19, 14, and 2, 40.6 in the Metro. 2 points behind Washington and still looking up at the standings to secure a playoff spot. With this year, the Devils, they are consistently always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Like, time to wake up, time to start doing some damage. And maybe Tom Fitzgerald, it's time to pull the trigger on a trade or two. 121 goals for the Devils. That's 11th in the league, and 125 goals against. That's 25th in the league. It's not good, but we're 2-3 in our last 5. The Devils have been, 3 out of 4. This is how they've been. They've been consistently pretty much 3 out of 4 this last little while. Of course, we got our asses whooped the last game of 23 on Saturday, 5-2, up in Boston. But then the night before that, Friday night, that 6-2 win over Ottawa might be the best Devils game that they played all season long. They looked fantastic. You got goaltending from Dawes. You got offense. They played really good defense. It was really the perfect game that you could have wanted them to play, especially with a rookie goaltender coming in to take the reins like Nico Dawes has. And really, I think that's the story, right? Nico Dawes, 1-0, 926 save percentage. Vitek Vanacek's 13-7-1, 883 save percentage. The Devils have a lot of trouble in the net, and I'm really hoping that Nico Dawes is an answer. I am not saying that he is the end all be all the answer, but I really hope that he is an answer. I hope that he can step in and play competent, league average goaltending for the rest of the season. And I also hope that Vitek Vanacek, if he's going to remain with this team, can kick his game up, because you look at the second period against the Boston Bruins, and we talked about it on the last show, which you can go and download now anywhere you get a podcast. But and we will be on tonight right after the Washington game. So I think it's a 7:30 start tonight because it's a national game, right? I think it's a TNT game. So that's a 7:30 start. So we'll be on a little bit after the game, around 10 p.m. or so. So that show will be loaded up probably early tomorrow morning. You can check that out. But yeah, I mean, Vitek Vanacek's got to find his game again. You look at the second period against the Bruins, it was dog shit. It was just god awful. I mean, we need our goalies to make big saves throughout the course of a game. And other than maybe Friday night, that Nico Dawes did it. That the kid who, hadn't played in a year, coming off a really bad injury and surgery, he steps in and he does what we were expecting to get from Akira Schmid, who's no longer with the team, and Vitek Vanacek, who is with the team, but we don't know for how long. I do think Tom Fitzgerald should pull the trigger on a trade, and I think we need to start with a defenseman. And I think it's going to also come down to with the Devils. You have Nico Dawes up here. I think we got to see what you got with him. So I want to see him play as much as possible. We have 3 games this coming week, right? I think we played tonight, we play Friday, we play Saturday. Nico Dawes needs to play tonight because he's going to get one of the two over the weekend, and Vitek's going to get the other. Don't give Vitek Vanacek 2 out of 3 starts this week. Give it to Nico Dawes. We need to see if he is the real deal, if he can help this team or not. Because if he comes in and does, what Akira Schmid did, and we're back in the same position that we were, and we need to know. So I do expect Nico Dawes to play. I don't expect Timo Meier to play, and I don't expect him to play because he's already been ruled out. So Timo Meier, again, the injuries can't seem to get on track. This team has just been plagued this year, right, with injuries and poor play and bad coaching, and just been a plethora of garbage that has really been on top of this team. But it's, again, new year. Maybe they'll turn this thing around, and maybe tonight they come out, they go down to Washington, and they play like they should play. They play like they played Friday up in Ottawa. It's a road game, so that's good, right? Because we can't win at home, so we play really well on the road. So hopefully they go down to Washington, they do it. Look, it's the same old shit, right? We need solid goaltending. We need good defense. We need to start this game strong. They've had plenty of rest. There's no excuses. If they come out flat in this game, then there's bigger problems, which we will discuss tonight on the show. But on a positive note, Curtis Lazar should be playing, so that's huge. Get him back up in the lineup. Yeah, that's it. I think we've all said everything that's wrong with this team, right? I mean, everybody that follows this team, everybody that consumes any kind of podcast or, written articles, or even just watches this team and doesn't consume anything. We all know what the problems are. It's just a matter of, when are they going to fix them? So I'm not going to sit here and say, look, same shit, right? Tighten up goaltending, tighten up defense, come out on time, ready to play. And, penalty kill was really good up until Saturday night where they let 2 power play goals in for Boston. The PK has been good. The power play has been, really good all year. Keep it rolling. And that's it. Just go out there and be the friggin' Devils. This Washington team can't score goals. They are 31st in goals scored this year in 30 out of 32 teams. You can't let them put 6 and 4 up against you. They just look at the Devils and they're chomping at the bit, saying, "All right, we get our numbers up now because we can't score against anyone else, but we could score against New Jersey." Not tonight. Go in there, play your game, whatever that is. Let's hope that we find out what that game is this year. But enough of that. Tonight, 7:30, Devils at Washington, looking for a big win. Start the 24 season off, or 2024 year off, on the right foot. And they got to start rolling here. They got to start getting into playoff position, and they have to start staying in playoff position because guess what, guys? Carolina is turning it on, and they look red freaking hot. And it's going to be the Rangers, and it's going to be Carolina, and it's going to be the Flyers, it's going to be the Devils, it's going to be somebody else jockeying for that third seat. We are the best team in that Metropolitan Division, one of the 2 or 3 best teams in that division. Hey, Devils, start playing like it. Little power play episode brought to you by Used to Be's Ion Eatery, 287 Route 35 in Manalocan. Go to usedtobesnj.com to check out a calendar of all their live entertainment events and lunch and dinner specials. Other than that, the Uncle Puckers will be out this evening after the game, and we will be talking about this Washington game. And fingers crossed that this is a big win, and this is a good sign of things to come. I'm staying optimistic until at least 10 o'clock tonight. So for that, I'm Chris, Uncle Puckers, New Jersey Devil Podcast. We'll talk to you guys later. Peace.